A macro is anything that you can do in one step. So if you have, perhaps I didn't say that right, if you have something you do that takes several steps, a macro makes it one step, all the steps in one. You can open a new document, you can insert things into a document, you can format documents, anything you can think of. So I'm going to do a very simple macro just to show you how it works. I'm going to start out by inserting some text, which isn't necessary for the macro, but I'm doing it just to show you, oops, how it works. I seem to be having a problem going from paragraph to paragraph because I can't get my fingers on the right keys. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to make a macro that will indent 1 inch from the left and 1 inch from the right without me having to drag these every time I want to do it. So any macro is done the same way. You turn the macro on, you do the steps, you turn the macro off. So I'm going to click View, which is where I told you in the notes that I prefer to go, but you can do it any way that it's easy for you. Then I'll click on the down arrow under Macros and click on Record Macro. I'm going to name it Double Indent, and you'll notice there's no space in the name. You can't have a space in the name for a macro. You can either use a keystroke or a button. For this quick demonstration, I'm just going to use a button, and I'm going to click on the macro on the left side, add it to the right side, and then all macros have the same little icon, so I'm going to modify it and give it its own icon. I'll use an arrow, and I'm going to change the little name here to something that's real without all that words in it, because that is what's going to show up when you put your cursor over the button. So let's click OK, and now you see how it is. When I click OK, it's going to show up here on my Quick Access toolbar. Click OK, and there it is. But I haven't done anything yet, so if I click on it, it won't do anything. If you look at my cursor, you'll see that there's a little cassette tape recorder on it, and that means that anything I do now is going to be recorded in my macro. So what I want to do is indent 1 inch on the left and 1 inch on the right. So I'm simply going to drag. It doesn't matter where I am in the document. And I'm going to drag that. So I've gone in about 1 inch on the left and 1 inch on the right. And I'm through. So I'm just going to go up to Macro and tell it to stop recording. Alright, so now I'm going to undo what I did. And then I'm going to tell it I want the third paragraph to be double indented. And all I have to do is click on the little arrow, and ta-da! It just indents that for me just like magic. Okay? Here, I'll do this one too. So it follows exactly what you told it to do and indents everything just the way you wanted it. If you said insert a document or open a document, it would find that document and open it for you. So have fun with macros. Don't be afraid of them. And if you have questions, please